Hello and good night. It's 2nd of November 2023, and it's a beautiful Thursday, let's say evening in Turkey. I hope my sound is reaching you. This morning I had a surprise in my Turkish channel. I talked for 35 minutes, but the sound didn't exist, so I had to redo it live show again. So this time I'm checking my sound on the screen, but it shows no problem. But if you have any problems that you cannot hear me or something, please let me know. I kept the comments open for your review. So first of all, this is okay. Thank you. Sound okay, just fine, they say. Okay, tonight I'm going to work on something difficult: how to think out of the box, not just think like others, and how you can develop this skill. Then I will give you some examples from my own experience. And funny enough, if you want to think something different about business, what can I create that others didn't create? First, you must start creating things. It doesn't matter what you do. You can copy things and just make few additions on them so that you can learn to make things different than nobody else did. And this way, it becomes a habit, like when a new rule passes by the Bank of Turkey or the Fed, I just think, how can I think differently? This is what they serve to people. So I must find a way to think different. So I applied this practice for tens of years in many aspects in business and art. The reason I'm not very good at art, but just for the sake of creating something's different, I had a very big selection in Pinterest, which I will show you. And what I saw in Pinterest, I will show you what I saw and how I improved them. Okay, so with small ideas, it don't have to be big ideas. And if you're going to do a business, you don't have to find something extremely different. I mean, if you're just going to sell like others, open up a grocery store, butcher shop, fine. There is still business for you. If you want to run a fast food store, as long as you cook something decent, probably you will have customers coming. But after opening the store, if you want to say, how can I improve my sales? Now that requires additional knowledge. Reading books will give you 1 or 2 ideas per book. There won't be much, but you must practice this lifelong. And after certain, maybe 5 years, 10 years, it will become automatic. Like last night, I mentioned in this morning's video, they passed a rule: you cannot rent a house under 3 months in Turkey. Otherwise, you will have a penalty, because you will pay. You have to apply for a B&B certificate from Ministry of Tourism. So I said, okay, I don't have a house for B&B, but I said, if I had, how can I get around this? This is automatic thinking. Not that I want to do something of that. This is continuous way of thinking. It may be, I won't be ashamed. Like if you come up with an idea that's not applicable, that's how I advised over 20 different firms, all in different sectors. Like I advised firms in animal feeding, animal abattoirs, retail sales outlets, butcher sales outlets, selling seeds to the world. And I'm originally from the beverage area. I'm a finance background. So I make the idea of like, in Turkey, it's invented how we can use the credit cards. And I had long years ago, I invented a couple of procedures because of difficulties I had to find. So I'll just give you a few examples. Which I told maybe in the past videos, a couple of them. Like one of them was It was the year of 1994, I think. And there was we went to buy a car for our company manager, and I was the factory manager. So we went together. We went to a display at the dealer's store, and they said, "Sir, there is this car we are looking for, and there is another car." He said, "This car had its engine number printed very bad, so it cannot be read. So we sent it back to Italy. So then it's reprinted, and it came back from Italy." So I said, "What? We'll give you," and there is big inflation in Turkey. They said, "We'll sell this to you if you want, at a very low price, at the price of 8 months ago, list price." So I said, "Okay, I'll get it, but how will I get it? I don't have the money to buy, because I had no intentions of buying a house for my house, a car for my house, home. So for my wife, because I had a company car given anyway, so I didn't need the car." So I said, "Okay, we'll see if I can buy it. Just reserve it for me." So I started calculating overnight. I said, "Okay, 1 million from there, 1 million from here." So finally, I came to the last 1 million, and I don't like borrowing money from my relatives or my parents. So I said, "I'll go to the bank and just draw a credit card amount, which I will pay in a couple of months. It won't take too much interest." So that's how I went out. I sold my gold and did all these calculations. So I'm only short 1 million at that time. So I decided I'll go to the bank and get the money from my credit card. Next morning, there was a big economic catastrophe. This is from Tansu Çiller's time. At night time, they canceled. You cannot use your credit cards to draw money. We have similar things, not exactly, but today, they limited like the loans you can get, personal loans with 70,000 TL. You cannot get more, even if your salary is able to get 700,000. They just say 70,000 is the maximum, because they don't want people to take money, TL, and go buy, dollars and gold and invest, because Turkey has a very big foreign currency problem at the moment. So that's the reason why they are not giving, or they are limiting. Otherwise, it's a high interest. They can say, "Go ahead and get as much as you like. We'll charge you high interest." But no, they put a limit as well, because they think this guy will get this money anyhow. He won't care about high interest, and go ahead and buy foreign investments. So anyway, that happened that year. So I was short 1 million. What can I do? So normally people would just give up, The bank said, "No way." I know the bank's managers, because I was the factory manager. I was depositing money into the bank branches. And they said, "It's impossible, sir. No way, you cannot get any cash." So I slept on it that night. I thought, how can I beat the system? How can I beat the system? So at midnight, I got an idea. So I went to this jeweler store, which sells gold and everything. And I said, and he was not a relative, but he served as his military service with my father. So when he was doing his compulsory military service, he is now a very big chain jeweler in Izmir. He has many stores. So anyway, I told him, and at that time he just had one jeweler store. I said, I want to buy 1 million TL worth of Ata gold, or gold eagles. He said, "I don't have it. I just have 3. I said, "It's no problem. Just, take this credit card, sell it to me, 1 million worth of gold." He said, "I don't have it." I said, "I don't care. I'll just sell it back to you, so you don't have to have the gold." So what he did, he just checked as a sale. I cannot draw cash, but a purchase I can make. So he just sent the credit card and it's approved and I got the all the amount of million. Then he said, okay, I said, now take back all this gold, give me the money. So he, of course, did some cut, but it was cheaper than if I have drawn cash money from the credit card. So he paid me. So, and I went and bought the car. So this is just one example. Another example, I was manager of the big chain stores in Turkey, which had about 300 chain stores, Tansaç Group. I was a director of finance, and our general manager at that time, he said, and we were about this time of the year, November, he says, we are very behind the sales objectives we have. No way we can catch. So he just gathered everyone and said, does anyone have an idea where we can explode our sales in 2 months, So everybody proposed, like, let's do some discounts, some, reductions, but those cannot really explode the sales. You can increase the sales by applying like Black Friday, or after, let's say, Thanksgiving Day, but not in that amount, in Turkey, because we don't have Black Friday in Turkey. So in any ways, well, nowadays they're imitating. So, but at that time, none. So I came up with the idea. I said, why are our sales down? Because people don't have the purchasing power. So I said, how can we give them purchasing power? I said, we don't know. We are not a bank, we are just a retail outlet. So I said, I went to the small market and I asked for something, and the guy took out the slips, they don't exist right now, credit card slips, and he said, I'll divide it for three slips. So he just makes me installments, just put dates 1 month separate from each other. So I get the item, but he sends the payments to the bank every month. So it's like 3 months installments on the credit. I said, this guy applies this to me, so why don't we do the same to customers? Just, divide their purchases to 3 with their credit cards instead of taking slips. The first reaction I got was, you must be crazy, It's not a bank's thing, thing to do. It's funny, So as I said, I'm not ashamed of making ideas. Nowadays, this dividing, even in the past, after, like 15, 20 years ago, this became a common practice. Now it's a government idea to limit how many installments you can divide, It's like they canceled it on food right now. They want to slow down the economy. Sometimes they increase it to 3 months, don't pay, plus 12 installments. I bought gold. Oh, so much gold because, I am used to buying gold with credit cards from that day I bought the car. So I applied it to that. So I also had friends in the industry. They said, how many months you are applying to this machinery? He said, at most 4 installments. I said, why do you do that? Just put it on a website, and they just split it to 12 installments, and you get your money cash the next week. So won't you lose like 5-10% if you get your money cash in a week? He said, I will. So I said, if I'm going to buy a machinery from you, just put it on the internet for me, and I'll just split it to 12, and that way I'll get the machinery with 12 monthly installments. So I became an expert on this credit card, plastic, converting it to gold, and I did this maybe thousands of times. Some people are scared, how can you order gold through, mail system in Turkey? I done it about 2,000-3,000 times. So I'm an expert on it. So I never had any problem as long as I bought from well-known websites. anyway, I'm still continuing this even today. So this gives you about creative ideas. Another one I just posted you a few days ago in vending. I started vending operations in Turkey. Similarly, I saw the new TL, which is worth 28 TL today, one each. Okay, almost 25 TL, one each. So two of them makes 50 TL. So I went to France. I had the idea. I said, I can make big sales now. Now these two coins are large denomination coins. Like imagine US makes $5 coins. Okay, so you put $5 here, $5 there. These are mechanical machines, not electronic like the ones you use to get your soda and other things to eat. This is just basic gumball machine type thing. It doesn't have a brain. Okay, so it just takes the size of the coin because they are cheap. So I had to install hundreds of them. So they must be cheap. Otherwise, a big soda machine is like $7,000-8,000 each, and I wanted to place 1,000, many thousands, hundreds. So they had to be better cheap, like a gumball machine. So I started out this way, and we reached a very high quantity afterward. Similarly, I did think backwards. I said, what can I do with this coin, which is very valuable? Okay. I didn't think, I must go to vending. So vending came afterwards. I thought reverse ways. So what I'm saying is you can practice this. How can you do this? Now I'm going to show you. Like 5-6 years ago, I still do this exercise every day. So today they said your agreements must be no less than 3 months or we'll give you a very big fine. I said, okay, I can make a contract and just make it instead of back-to-back 3 months. If I want to rent it to 3 different people during summer, I can make one for June, March, and October. Okay, and for the second guy, I can say, okay, your contract is July, October, and February. So this way, they are all 3 months contracts, but you still rent to 3 different people. So I don't know if this will work or not for the moment. I'm just giving my idea myself away because I don't do Airbnb business, but just trying to think. Like first I thought about, Turkish people are big smokers. They used to be more like the Chinese. So I said everybody was carrying cellular phones. I said we are charging it every day. So I said, and the cell phones were of course very, very much out of date compared to the ones we have today. They are more like a computer. So I said, if you are charging it, you are carrying a charged item with you. Why don't you attach a lighter to it? So like if the guy wants to, he doesn't have to carry a lighter. Then I was carrying 4 devices when I was manager of the beverage company. I had a micro recorder, which I was driving to work. I was recording my voice. Also, I had a photograph machine, Hewlett Packard. You can take a picture, but you cannot see what you've taken. You have to come to the office, load it to the computer, then you can see and collect the pictures. Then I had a data bank, which I posted my meetings, 10 o'clock do this, don't forget to buy some cheese for home, things like that in the data bank. So overall, and the telephone. So 4 items all in my pockets. I said, we must combine this into one machine. And today, these machines are doing that. A photograph, you can record your sound, you can make a call, you can use them as a scheduler and data banks, okay? All in one. So I didn't create this, but I thought about it, like the lighter. They still didn't come up with the lighter one. I think Chinese will soon do that. So anyway, there are other things as well. I don't want to, count all of them, so it will take the whole night. I even think like that during a funeral, because there was a funeral, and I had a cast kitchen top, cast from what we call mixture of marble and plastics mixture. So they can do it in any color, and everything basin is included in the countertop, one piece, all one piece. So they said you cannot bury, after you bury someone, you have to wait 6-7 months before the ground settles in Turkey, so that then you can put something monumental on top of it. So that's common in Turkey, to have a big how do I say, grave ornamentation made of marbles, and the headpiece and rectangular shape. So I said, why do we do it like this? We can just make a mold of this, and just with the headboard all together, so it will not come off, it will not go to pieces. So it's like going to be like a glass you put upside down, on the grave. Then that's it. You don't wait anything. It's ready. So there is no turning. It can go with the land, just according to the shape of the soil. So it will still in one piece, okay? And the writings you can easily do on its headboard. Anyway, so these ideas can go all the way to the graveyards and funerals as well. So I'm used to this way thinking. So, and never be ashamed of to do this. I advise companies all in different areas, like transportation companies. I never did transportation, but I think out of the box. Like they say, you need one truck can only haul 4 times between Izmir and Istanbul. He'll go, deliver, he'll take back, come back. So it's going to be losing days. I said, that's what trailers are for. I said, why don't you just leave 2 trailers, leave one in Istanbul and one in Izmir? So that way, the drivers can just continue driving without non-stop, just like the bus system in Turkey. So I said, I can make 6-7 runs instead of 3 runs between. And this was seen by the transportation people. Nobody does that. Okay, I said, why? You made the big investment. You bought the big truck, and why not buy a second trailer and just keep carrying? Just leave it. They fill it up. When the truck gets there, just he leaves the full one, gets the other full one back to Izmir. So, as I said, that way, also like in seed applications, marketing, I came up with, funny ideas. I checked them. I don't feel ashamed. I said, why don't you guys do this? They come up to say, well, nobody does that. Now, that's not an argument for me. Nobody does that. I said, why nobody does that? So they have to continue. So it's not being smart. It's being used to thinking creative. Now I will show you at the minute 23 my Pinterest art trials. As I said, it's not for art. It's just for thinking out of the box. So you can do the same. Like I will show you from the Pinterest of my page of Pinterest. Okay, I have 184 followers and I follow 145 people. This is in Turkish. Okay, I have many different sections. All the pins, eyewears. I made eyewear frames different than what you see on the market, with sculptures on it. I produce succulents and how to make farmhouses that looks like small toy farmhouses with succulents. These are made from toilet paper, the middle of toilet paper, as you see. These are good ideas, like how to make a baby face, sculpting, caricature maps. I made caricature maps. I'll show you what I did. So in each of these sectors, like the pictures of the plates, I can write on ceramic plates with ceramic pans, but it has to be different, not what other people do, okay? So I made many of these ornaments, like polymer bracelets, ceramic nameplates, okay? So you can see ceramic mugs. I sold many ceramic mugs, okay, made with two people's name and things like that. Tiles, terracotta tiles. Also, weather vanes. They are not very common in Turkey, this type. Using horseshoe, horseshoes. I had horseshoe makers for me. Some of them make donkey shoes. I said, and they are used for, I said, I will make some of them from donkey shoes. I'll show you some samples how I did them. Lighthouse ideas. I sold probably about 1,000 lighthouses, Also terracotta. Where I live in Izmir, I am in the area where people are best at terracotta manufacturing since ages. So I asked them to make the main parts of the vase, and I'll do the decorations with my sculpting and molding. I learned how to mold because in order to produce fast and more, like these, I produced also the house tiles of the Mediterranean. You put pictures on it. This is my photograph from high school graduation. I don't know, it somehow got there. And lamp sites, sales techniques, changes at home. So many wood, street designs, okay, street drawings, garden decorations, old, cement, things made out of cement, terrarium, like the small garden I mentioned to you, in a glass, okay, a garden or a farm place. I'll show you the ones I made as well. Fish, I made so much fish. I sold so much fish from terracotta, okay? And so as you see, there's a big variety. I'll just pick up some. You can check with my name in Pinterest if you want to learn. But I will show you some examples. Let me start with the caricature maps. So I came up with these ideas. Like this caricature I had produced for where I work. This is a company I was advising. They were loading. So as the friend who draws very good caricatures, put it in this type of show that it's unloading, loading, there must be a story. So because everybody will stop and look at a caricature, okay, if you advertise. And I had the phone numbers here, okay, so I used it that way. So for advertising, okay, caricatures people can't miss. Like there's another one he made for me. I gave, of course, the idea. This is the view of Karşıyaka Çarşı, okay, in Izmir. It has the, monuments of the mosques. There are the fish sellers, so fish is on the top. And this was our butcher store, meat store. This is to let people know this is Karşıyaka. We cannot post the sports club name, so we put the sports club symbol on a store where they sell sports club products. So this is all in all a 3D view, and like there's a school here, so it says okul, and on the garden there's a boulder. So all of them have stories. Meat store has. So it shows people how to get to the store. Okay, how where the store is located by the mosque and by the fish salesman and doner gyro shops. Okay, doner shops. So it's at the corner. So I guess this gave you idea. So I also check many other figures, as you can see on the right. People are making this map and then putting the names of the companies. They are making big money out of it, putting it on the tables, printed with their ads around it. So when somebody is dining, they give him this paper sheet. So he checks around and he see all the ads, about 50 ads around this, which you collect and print about like 10,000, 20,000 of those. So you charge the stores, you give them, 200 each, 5,000 each. So that's a way of making money as well. Okay. So I showed you this one now. So let's go check another idea. You see these plates. these plates, I bought a ceramic, let's say pencil. You just draw anything on it. It's I'll show you. It's like this, magic markers. These are also same. These are ceramic. Okay, edding, ceramic, and colors are, red, blue. They come in all colors. So I draw it on an empty plate or a vase or anything. Then you put it in the oven. You dry it for 15, 20 minutes. Now you can wash it and it's all there. It's your own drawing on the plate. So you can write, something to your friend, everything. And they are not very expensive. You can find in hobby stores if you say ceramic pans, okay? So I'm just giving you some ideas. Probably you have them in the hobby stores in the US as well, I'm sure. So another idea, let me go to lighthouses now. Let me go to lighthouses, okay? What people were making, they were buying different size of, like this, 1, 2, and putting these, let's say, planters on top of each other to make a lamp, a lighthouse lamp. So these are the ones I created. Are this one? I made it on top of a lamp instead. What I did here, I went to the people who were molding the vases. I said, don't waste time, putting these together. Just make me one piece, like here, you will see, one piece which look like there are 5 of them, okay? So you see, they are all one piece. The inside is all empty. They are not glued to each other. So this is my garden, by the way. You can see the barrel here. So what I did, this is how they come. While there is a hole on top, I put a plate, I put a solar lamp, so the solar lamp automatically runs at night time, okay? So this is how it all started. You can see so terracotta inventor I became. These are also the ones I made. See, half finished with the lamp, solar lamp on top, paints and everything around. I search for many different paints to make sure they don't come off, they don't come off when you store them outside, out in the open. I made similar things like this. Okay, these are like many more of the small ones I made. I sold thousands of these in Çeşme, Urla, all these areas, So, but I have to make them, fast manufacturing. So I had to mold the pieces. In this one, you can see my molded windows and doors. So I can just glue it on top like this. Don't waste much time, drawing like these, because I was not doing one. I was doing 100 at a time, fast and quick. So these I saved again for different colors and ideas. Okay. Let me go to, okay, this is another terracotta idea I made. I took the planters like you see here, and these planters I attached pictures. This is my creation. Terracotta Whisperer is my name. Okay, I'm whispering to terracotta. And you can see other designs I made. Okay, terracotta whisperer. I paint them white. Then I put some figurines, as you see, on top. I made houses made of stone houses like this. Okay, these pieces, this is like Alaçatı store selling, but it's a planter, okay, shaped like a planter. This is my idea. These are all three-dimensional things. So I said, okay, I did the Alaçatı house. I did these penguins, penguins. Okay, I asked them to do the penguins, and the back sides are planters of the penguins. Okay, you can see them at the entrances of many houses. Wait, I don't skip that part. Let's see. This is show off time. Okay, today, but I guess you want to get the idea. You want to create something different every day. Okay, so that's why, like, I'll show you these small houses I made up here. Also, this Alaçatı house, which is three-sided, three-dimensional, and I casted, as you see, the planters on the planter, small planters on the planter, as you can see, stairs. These are all molded. Molds I make from liquid rubber, okay? I bought and produced. So once I learned how to mold things, I can mold anything. So I was ordered sometimes, you can see the size of the planters here. I was ordered like huge sizes. I was hardly carrying the planter. You know, it was, and no one else in Turkey produces this, okay? The idea is different. That's the problem. So, or the difference. I'm not trying to show you the different items. Like these I made. You can see a planter. I painted these cups, but you can see two ladies sitting and chatting as pots. Okay, so this is also my creation on a horse cart. Horse cart is from Akhisar. It's handmade as well. So faces, I had faces produced. You can see the faces, the face mugs or face masks. These vases I had painted, I had produced. This is a Şirince house I made, Şirince house. These are the earth with the angel. They are also my production. These ones I sold about 1,000. These are mills, okay, terracotta mills with it's a multifunction. It turns with the wind. It lights up at the night. You see, they are next to my lighthouses, and you can also see the horse and donkey shoes painted, so it brings you luck as well. Okay, so that's the idea, to sell. Okay, and with these round things, I created something different. So ideas like this is a planter in use. A friend bought from me, the street name, and it's in use. They put the succulent on top, so that's how it looks when it's with live plants. Mine were plastic plants. Okay, so I don't want to go through all of this, but I made the houses in Istanbul. You know, like Istanbul has an area like this by the Golden Horn, ancient Jewish houses. So and similar houses are in Britain as well. So I made my planters the way they are also, like these. And also on the backs, I applied Spanish tiles, okay? So either side, different design. Okay, so I don't want to take too much your time, but you can check in Pinterest with my name. It's already 38 minutes. So if you think of creating, what else I can do different? Okay, everybody did something different. What I can add on top of it? So this teaches you how to think different from others, okay? So never have any boundaries in thinking. You can improve it by doing this, by your own creation. First, you can imitate what they did. Then you say, I can add this on top of it. I can add this on top of it. So this will increase your creativity. You can think, food creations you can make, sandwich creations you can make. It's all unlimited. Just don't put limits on yourself. Think unlimited in business, everywhere. Just don't be ashamed of making mistakes, as well as thinking, oh, they will laugh at me, when I tell this idea. I mean, if you are a novice to the area, you say, you have know nothing about seeds. You don't have to. You can offer things. They can laugh at most. So what, But in the end, they definitely come up to use with at least 2-3 my ideas. Okay, because they don't think out of the box. They are used to seeing life. That's how it's done. Don't create. And in Turkish we have a saying, başımıza yeni icat çıkartma. Don't create some new inventions, don't cause problems, because people are very afraid of changes in life, innovations. And you read about Tesla person that said yesterday, this is going to be a big problem, so they don't look at the opportunities, they look at problems side. So Elon Musk I'm talking about. So try to look at all problems, all crisis, all economic crisis, whatever happens, just look at the side, how can I benefit from this? Okay, not what will I lose because of this. How can I benefit because of this? There is recession coming. Good. Gold prices are falling. Good. When everybody says, stock market is terrible, you say, good, that's what I want. I want it cheaper. Okay. So you must think separately. Don't think like others. Then you'll be one of the sheep, joining the team. Think differently. Don't be a crow, like, bulking together. Think like an eagle. Eagles don't flock. They fly one by one. If you want to catch eagles, you can catch one by one. You cannot get them all at once. See you later and have a good night.